Hello everybody, so today I will talk about calculus. The topic today is about integration. So now I will show you the technique how to answer. We need to use about integration by parts. So we have u and dv. So you got about u equals for this one. So we got about the u equals to 1 plus, if we put the square, you cancel the square root and you got about 1 minus s square. Later that we do first the derivative of this one, and then you will got about negative 2s multiply with this 2 multiply with the square root. So it should be like this. This one you got about number 2. 2 divided by 2, you got about 1. This one you got about the s. We got about the v equal to the s. So you got about v equal to s. So we got about v multiplied with u, and we have the powers in here. We have the negative, so you got about positive. We got about s square over this one. The s, if we look carefully about this one, we put number 1 in here, number 0 in here, you got about 0. So we just have this one left. So we can use about integration by trigonometry substitution. So we put about s equal to sin t, ds equal to cosine t dt. So we need to change the powers in here. If s equal to 0, so t should be about 0. If s equal to number 1, so t should be about b over 2. So we change number 1 into b over 2. S we change for sin t. We change to this one. And this one. ds we change for this one. So this one we change for cosine t square. The square root of cosine t square, you got about cosine t. So this one they will cancel. So the next one, we put negative in here. So that means we have negative in here. We put number 2 in here. That means we need to minus number 2 in here. So we divide this integration into 2 integration. The first one, that should be about dt, and the second one, that should be about 2, because we had a negative, you got about positive number 2 in here. the integral of dt over 2 minus sine t squared. This one you got about negative b over 2. Number 2, we got about 1 plus 1. So 1 minus sine t squared, you got about cosine t squared. Now I will concentrate about this one. We multiply with 1. Oh, I forget the bounds in here. So I will concentrate this one. We will multiply with 1 over sine t squared on numerator and denominator. This one you got about cosine t squared. And this one we go in here. And we can change about 1 plus cosine t squared. So this one you have 2. So we can use about integration by substitution. So we put about z equal to cosine t, dz equal to negative dt over sine t squared. Because we don't have the negative, so we put negative in here. So we need to change the bounds in here. If t equal to 0, so you got about z equal to positive infinity. If t equals to b over 2, so you got about z equal to number 0 in here. So this one we change for positive infinity. This one we change for u, or we change for 0. This one we change for 2z square. And this one we change for negative dz. So we got about 1 over the square root of number 2 multiply with arctan of square root of number 2 with z. So we put the bounds in here. We know that we put 0 in here, you got about 0. If we put about positive in here, you got about b over 2. And you got about b over 2 multiply with the square root of number 2. So we can change this one. So we put this one go in here, and we got about this one plus 2 divided by 2. So you got about b over the square root of number 2. That's it, the end. Thank you for watching.